Welcome to Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Elizabeth Wangu, one of the directors of Starling Macro. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell me about Starling, the business. What do you do and when did it start?
Starling Micro is a consultancy firm that was started in 2006 with a partner, and our vision is to empower the grassroots farmer to take farming as a business and also to add value to the farming products that a farmer may have. For instance, if a cow is doing dairy farming, Starling Micro will empower the farmer to value addition, to add value to their milk by making yogurt and maybe mala. If they are growing strawberries, we'll empower the farmer to make strawberry jam. And we also train them and give them advices on how to do proper basic skills in farming. We realize that many farmers in Kenya are not empowered. They have no basic training, they have no skills. And so many people just venture into farming blindly. And so we realize there's a need to train farmers in how to get food security for their homes. We also give financial advice to farmers. We mobilize them to use the resources that they have to start small, medium enterprise.
So you're targeting people who want to venture into farming as a business. Is your background in?
Yes. I left formal employment in 2006 and ventured into farming. I started with very little resources, less than 10,000 shillings. I started with vegetable farming and I got orders from Nairobi. I went to the city hotels and I got orders. And through that small business, I was able to venture into big-time farming through loans that I received from Equity Bank. From my experience, I realized that farming could actually become a business and earn me money. And so I had the desire to train. And so I attended field days when they are called upon. And I had an opportunity to train in South Africa in a new farming technology called Farming God's Way, which uses very minimum resources and it is very little labor intensive. You don't have to use a lot of labor.
If I came to Starling Macro today, what does that whole business look like?
First, we have the project services, which is mainly training the farmers. Then the second service is advisory. So we are giving advice to farmers. And then thirdly, we are mobilizing farmers to use the skills that we are training them in. We also have a demonstration plot at my farm where we have small plots which we have applied the skills. We also have biogas plant and we have also a greenhouse where we are training farmers, those who are interested in putting up small greenhouses, but using farming God's way.
You know, many people don't consider farming as a business. And I'm trying to imagine you are in, good employment and decided to leave that and then venture into farming and it's actually been profitable. Tell me about that transition.
With the rise in food prices, it is important for us to appreciate that God has given us land as a resource and make maximum use of it. And so that is what I realized, that I could actually make a business out of the resource that God has given me and be able to transform other people in my community to do the same.
We need to take a short break now. When we return, we'll hear more about Starling Macro. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest is Elizabeth Wangu. She's one of the directors of Starling Macro. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Before we went on the break, you were sharing with us your passion for farming and farming as a business, which is what Starling Macro tries to empower people to do. You started sharing with us some of the services that Starling Macro does. Maybe you can continue telling us the other services that you have.
One of the very important services we are doing now is home food security. With the current food prices, it is possible for almost every community, every family to produce food throughout the year. An average home uses about 20 liters to 30 liters of wastewater through dishwashing, sometimes bathing. And this water can be used to produce food. Instead of just throwing outside, you can start your own garden. And many farms now, many farmers have small farms. So if a family just takes a small portion of their compound or their farm, they can be able to grow their own food.
I've always liked the idea of every home having a kitchen garden, and I think that's really what you're talking about. What is your experience on the ground in terms of just getting people to think about having a corner to just do, food for their home?
The main problem is awareness. Many people are not aware that they can produce their own vegetables from as little as a small plot of one door. If you just take one ordinary door, a space that takes just one door, and be able to plant your food maybe in 4 doors, you can plant sukuma wikis, spinach, and onions. And you can be able to get your vegetables from that small garden, which will ensure that you save on that money that is used for the market and get it fresh. And then with Starling Micro will train you how to do this without using any chemical fertilizer. Just using the resources that you have, compost, manure, which we get every day from our homes through the waste that we get, like when you cut mbogas, potatoes, and you just throw them away in the dustbin. That waste can be used to produce manure to grow your vegetables.
So Starling Macro is really empowering, not only farming as business, but even food security within the household.
Exactly. You realize that a lot of money is used. If you say that, if you imagine that an ordinary home uses about 100 shillings every day on vegetables, tomatoes, onions, things like that, small stuff. If you took into account in a whole year, the family will have saved some money. And besides just having fresh food, you can sell surplus to your neighbor.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced now that we're talking about, awareness as one of those challenges in this business at Starling Macro?
People have not taken farming seriously. And secondly, skills. People need to get skills on how to do proper farming. Then seeds. People do not plant the proper, the certified seeds. And so that is one of the challenges. And we need to make people realize that it is important to do farming the right way at the right time and do it with joy.
You have such a wonderful product. How do people get to know you?
I've been mobilizing people in my local community, and so they know. I have visitors very often in my farm. They are really interested to come and see what we are actually doing in the farm about farming God's way.
So you mobilize the different communities where in Ngong, in Nairobi, where?
Our main target group at the moment, we have mobilized people in as far as Kiambu. Starling Micro has groups in Kiambu, and we also have groups in Kisumu. And at the moment, we have mobilized people within my local community, which is Ngong.
What does it take to be in your kind of business? And even what does it take to be a successful business farmer?
Doing it first with joy, diligence, and hard work, and trusting in God, which is very important.
What are some of the lessons that you're learning?
I have learned that it is possible to have food throughout the year using very minimum resources and with little finances. I've also learned that it is possible to mobilize resources, very little resources, to do great work. And I've also learned that it is important to be patient and to wait. Success doesn't just come overnight. It comes after hard work and being patient and wait.
I love to ask entrepreneurs about, their vision for the future of their business. And when you see Sterling Macro, what do you see?
Our dream is to start a training center for farmers, where farmers can come and train and get empowered and transformed. And we can change this country. We also intend to go throughout Africa, to Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, Zambia, all over. And we know it's possible. Nothing shall be impossible with God.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure having you. I enjoyed listening to your story.
Thank you.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, your listening caring partner.